Nazimul Haq, Kharge ji, you made your point. You made your point. I have given an opportunity. Please, please, please. I know that. Right, Sri Suken Sekhar Rai. Suken Sekhar Rai. What is the issue? What is the issue? Reason है आपसे क्यों नाराज होता हूँ? आप इतना नहीं प्लीज मैंने जब करना है बात तो उस समय किया नहीं, आपको अभी याद आया, आप अभी बात करना चाहते तो मैं क्या करूं सर? प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज, nothing else will go on record except what is permitted by the chair. Sri Sukendra Sekhar Rai. Sri Suresh Reddy ji, please sit down. You made your point.
Sir, it is, sir,
they have got every right to walk out. Right. Okay.
Sir, it is true. It is true that during appropriation bill or finance bill, some casual references were made regarding petro products, etc., rise in prices. But what we want a structured discussion. If 267 is not allowed, then kindly allow us to move a notice for half an hour discussion tomorrow or the day after.
Right.
So please consider that thing. So this is my appeal to you.
Brief. Now, 0 over mentions Sri Mohammad Nadimul Haq.
सर बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर. सर पिछले 2 साल से कोविड की वजह से हज यात्रा नहीं हो पाई है. 2020 और 2021 में इंटरनेशनल हज नहीं हुआ.
प्लीज
सर अब जब ऐसा लगता है कि हालात मामूल पर आ रहे हैं और मुझे उम्मीद है कि इस साल यात्री हज अदा कर सकेंगे, लेकिन सर ये लगातार तीसरा साल है कि आज़मीन यानी यात्री ने फॉर्म भर कर जमा कर दिया है, मगर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मुमा ये बताने से कासिर है कि हिंदुस्तान से हज 2022 की अदायगी होगी या नहीं. सारे लोग एक गैर यकीनी सूरत हाल के शिकार हैं सर. पिछली हज कमेटी के मियाद के खात्मे के बाद नई कमेटी की तश्कील नहीं की गई थी, लेकिन सिर्फ और सिर्फ सुप्रीम कोर्ट की हिदायत के बाद 1 अप्रैल सर गैजेट ऑफ इंडिया इसमें 1 अप्रैल फूल्स डे को सर ये
आपका डिमांड क्या है?
हाँ सर मैं बता रहा हूँ कि नई कमेटी का गठन हुआ सर.
इश्यू के साथ
मैं बता रहा हूँ सर मैं बता रहा हूँ सर कमेटी में 11 मेंबरों को नॉमिनेट किया गया. राज्यसभा से भी जफर इस्लाम साहब को नॉमिनेट किया गया सर. इस कमेटी में कुछ खामियां रह गई हैं, जहां 4 जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी हैं सर, उनको वोट नहीं पावर है वोट देने का. वहीं पर सर 9 मेंबर जो रियासत से जो अलग अलग स्टेट से चुन के आते हैं, अभी तक उनका इलेक्शन बाकी है सर.
आपको हज यात्रा चाहिए, ये इलेक्शन
मेरा सुझाव सर है, मेरा सुझाव है सर. मेरा सुझाव सुन लिए सर.
आप अभी तक बाकी विषय बात किया, अभी कह रहे सुझाव सुनिए.
मैं
सुझाव ही
बैकग्राउंड दिया सर. मेरा सुझाव सुन लिया.
मंत्री रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे थे. टाइम होगा.
जैसा कि ऑनरेबल मेंबर ने कहा कि पैंडेमिक पीरियड में पिछले 2 वर्षों से हज यात्रा नहीं हुई. हज यात्रा हुई है, लेकिन जो इंटरनेशनल हज यात्री जाते हैं वो नहीं गए. इस बार हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हमारी तरफ से तैयारियां, लेकिन हज यात्रा हिंदुस्तान में नहीं बल्कि सऊदी अरब में होनी है. और सऊदी अरब सरकार को तय करना है कि हज यात्रा कब होगी, कितने लोग हिंदुस्तान से जाएंगे. इसी समय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के सरकार के समय रिकॉर्ड 2 लाख से ज़्यादा हज यात्री हिंदुस्तान से हज यात्रा करने गए हैं. इसलिए पैंडेमिक पीरियड की वजह से है. जो सऊदी अरब सरकार तय करेगी हम उसके साथ हैं, लेकिन हमने तैयारी
नदीमुल हक जी ने बाकी विषय उठाया, बाद में उनको बुला के बात करिए. विषय के बारे में बात करिए. श्री वाई एस चौधरी प्लीज, यू नो हाउ टू मेक ए 0 hour सबमिशन. आपको बुलाने वाले हैं, विषय को समझ लिया और कैसा इसको रिजॉल्व करना देखेंगे. श्री वाई एस चौधरी.
Thank you,
आपका डिमांड है तो बोलिए.
This is regarding Polavaram project for the state of Andhra Pradesh. It is generally called as a lifeline for the state of Andhra Pradesh, and the history goes like the project was originally planned before even independence, and subsequently in 1980 the foundation stone was laid, by Sri T. Anjay Garu, the then Chief Minister. Then, however, it was totally neglected by its consecutive governments. In 2008 or so, the then Chief Minister Sri Rajya Garu have just like that started the project without even proper, by taking any approvals. However, unfortunately, he passed away. In 2011 or 12, the then state government awarded the contract to an ineligible contractor. However, the project has suffered fully. Subsequently, in 2014, due to Bifurcation Act, the Government of India agreed to take up the project as a national project and complete the project in full. But subsequently, Parliament also passed a bill for handing over 7 mandals of Telangana to Andhra Pradesh in order to complete the project. In spite of all these things, and after Cabinet approved and taken a decision for setting up PPA, the Polavaram Projects Authority, the then state government was asked to implement the project by the central government. Subsequently, due to lack of coordination or due to lack of clarity about the completion of the project, there is a confusion about the R&R. The R&R Act was amended in 2013, which was originally 1894 Act, to increase the compensation to the land losers. Because of that confusion, project is suffering. By not completing that project, there is going to be a huge loss to the state of Andhra Pradesh, and moreover, about 25,000 crores worth of agriculture production is likely to come up once it is completed, left and right canals. So thereby, it contributes about 1 lakh crores of GSDP, which also generates about 4-5%, means 4-5,000 crores per annum of GST. So I request central government to take immediate action to ensure that the project is completed without saying anything about the state government, because there's no point in keep on coordinating the state government. It's a central project. I request the project may be taken over back to the central government and be implemented, sir. Thank you.
Right. Sri Srimati Rajani Ashok Rao Patel.
Sir, lions in India were reduced to less 50 individuals in the early 1900s. When the Nawab of Junagadh prohibited their hunting and invested in their conservation. Lions have increased to 700 plus official number. About 60% of these lions are outside of the Gir protected area and living with the people in the agro-pastoral, industrial and railway zone. Sir, through you, I want to request that India has been a leader of a scientific census of tigers. The lion population estimate is based on the total counts that are not scientifically accepted. Scientific methods are developed by Wildlife Institute of India and available, but the Gujarat government is reluctant to implement them. Since all Asiatic lions are in a single population, they remain vulnerable to any disease, epidemic, drought, cyclone. Like the Serengeti National Park, Tanzania and Kenya, 1/3 of the 3,000 lions died due to distemper virus in a very short span of few months. Such an epidemic can result in the extinction of the Asiatic lions. Currently, the distemper of virus is killing the Gir lion also. For a viable tiger population, the tiger reserves need to have a human-free space over that 800 square kilometer. The same is true of lions. However, for the only population of Asiatic lion, sir, the space is only 250 square kilometer in Gir forest. The rest of the Gir protected area, forest and Saurashtra, the lions are sharing with people and the industrial area. Since the Gir lions were reduced to a very small number and recovered, they are highly inbred. In such inbred population, the natural process of survival of the fittest is very important, sir. And the lions, in this case, the generation of the lions, since the lions are have the bad genes, they do not survive and reproduce. The MOFCC, GOI, Government of India, have announced Project Lion with central government assisted preliminary in Gujarat. However, the major expenditure planned under the project of the Gujarat government is to build lion hospitals. Sir, lion hospital is the last thing for the lions. There cannot be a lion hospital for lions. That is the last thing to do. Lions need, for their conservation, as explained above, What lions need is a second home. I request you, sir, that the Asiatic lion, which is very precious to us, for our Indians, they should be resettled in 2-3 various places rather than Gir. So we should not keep all eggs in one basket. They will be protected and safe.
Right. Professor Manoj Kumar, whoever want to associate, please send.
शुक्रिया माननीय सभापति महोदय। बेहद खुशी की बात है कि आपने सहमति दी इस महत्वपूर्ण विषय के लिए। माननीय आपके माध्यम से मैं एक आग्रह करना चाहता हूं पूरे सदन से कि चुनावी घोषणा पत्र की प्रासंगिकता लगातार खत्म होती जा रही है। कई जगह तो चुनाव के एक दिन पहले आता है, तो चुनावी घोषणा पत्र की जो गरिमा और जो महत्ता 52, 57, 62, क्योंकि विश्वविद्यालय में हमारे पास एक पेपर हुआ करता था सर, सोशल पॉलिसी, उसमें हम लोग मैनिफेस्टो एनालिसिस करते थे। अब वो यूनिट ही निकल गया विश्वविद्यालय से, क्योंकि मैनिफेस्टो के प्रति जो गंभीरता होनी चाहिए पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज की अक्रॉस स्पेक्ट्रम, उसमें लगातार गिरावट आ रही है सर। जबकि मानना ये है, अगर मैं 52, 57, 62 की बात देखूं, वहीं तक रखता हूं, तो चाहे भारतीय जनसंघ हो, भारतीय कांग्रेस पार्टी हो, कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी हो, सोशलिस्ट पार्टी हो, डूएबल थिंग्स को सामने रखते थे और केंद्रीय विमर्श में उस पर चर्चा होती थी। अब इन दिनों क्या होता है सर कि केंद्रीय विमर्श में अधिकांश तौर पर नफरत, घृणा, वैमनस्य और अशोभनीय टिप्पणियां, मैं समझता हूं कि 2015 में एक पिटीशन फाइल किया गया, तो जस्टिस दत्तू की बेंच ने और जस्टिस अमिताभ रॉय के बेंच ने कहा कि चूंकि लीगली इन्फोर्सेबल नहीं है मैनिफेस्टो, तो हम इस पर चर्चा आगे नहीं कर सकते। लेकिन 2013 का एक वाकया है सर, जब जस्टिस रंजन गोगोई, जो हमारे सहयात्री भी हैं इस हाउस में, और सदाशिवम, उन्होंने कहा था कि अगर भारतीय लोकतंत्र की गरिमा और गंभीरता बहाल रखनी है, तो हमें यह तय करना होगा कि मैनिफेस्टो को एक लीगल शेप दिया जाए, पार्टीज अकाउंटेबल हो, वो आसमानी मुद्दों की बात ना करे, ताकि जमीन के मसाइल बाकी हैं लेकिन आसमानी मुद्दों पर चर्चा हो रही है। महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से पुनः सभी पक्षों से, सरकार से आग्रह करता हूं, एक बार सामूहिक रूप से बैठ करके इस पद्धति को विकसित किया जाए, ताकि चुनाव में और उसके केंद्रीय विमर्श में हम क्या करने वाले हैं वो पॉजिटिव एजेंडा है, ना कि ऐसी चीजें जिससे नफरत की दीवारें खड़ी होती हैं। सर, जय हिंद।
I am seeing only few hands are being raised. शरद जी, ये संभव है क्या? Is it possible? Devagowda ji, is it possible to make election manifesto legally binding? I will ask you. We are in a hurry. Let us. So if they are ready, we are ready. Don't make comments. If they are ready, you are ready. This I just want.
No, only thing, certain issues has to be discussed, sir, on the issue of the election manifesto. That's my opinion.
Political parties should meet, think about this issue seriously, and then move forward in the larger interest of the country. It's a real issue. What has been raised is a very important issue. And when we are in opposition, we say it should be enforceable. When we are in position, our position is different. So all parties should apply their mind and then come to some conclusion. We have now 75 years of experience. That's my appeal. I can only make an appeal as far as that is concerned. Right. Sri Kanakameda Ravindra Kumar.
Thank you, sir, Chairman, sir, for giving this opportunity to raise an important issue pertinent to the concerning development of Andhra Pradesh and providing employment opportunities to the people of the state of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, pursuant to the enactment of AP Reorganization Act by the Parliament, the capital has to be established in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Accordingly, the erstwhile government, under the leadership of Chandrababu Naidu, has identified Amaravati as a capital. And after establishing the capital, it is usual practice, the new state is formed, usual practice, RBI, COG, and other central organizations, PSUs, used to establish their offices in the region and in respect of a particular state. Accordingly, several lands were allocated to the state of Andhra, in the Amaravati capital by the erstwhile government under leadership of Chandrababu Naidu to construct their houses and to create an employment for all the people of Andhra Pradesh. In the meanwhile, the present government has taken a decision not to continue the Andhra Pradesh and enacted 3 capitals bill. And subsequently, after due deliberations before the court of law and the outside, that bill have been withdrawn. Later on, the division bench of Andhra Pradesh High Court also passed an judgment. Categorically, Amravati shall be the capital, and they directed the government to continue the capital and to create infrastructure and allot the plots as per the agreement to the farmers, which was giving a land under land pooling system. Therefore, the present government is already directed by the AP government, and the AP government did not prefer an appeal to the Supreme Court. The judgment of the Andhra Pradesh High Court became final. The Andhra Pradesh government also filed an affidavit before the High Court that it requires time to comply the terms of the directions of the Honorable High Court to implement it. So it shows that the Amravati is, for all practical purposes, is capital. In a question to the RBI sent a reply to an individual citizen of Andhra Pradesh. First you decide your capital and then we will put our office. That was the state of the affairs is going on now. Though the capital has already been decided by the government and also the capital, by the court. Now it is a process is going on. There is no ambiguity with regard to the Amravati is the capital. So in view of the present situation, I request the central government and urge the governments on public undertakings through you, sir, to establish their offices in the Amravati and to create an employment to the people of Andhra Pradesh and for its development forever. Thank you, sir.
Right. Sri Anil Desai.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So my subject is regarding applying Mumbai City bus transport model in Delhi. So Mumbai is known for lakhs and lakhs commuters who travel by public bus transport, which is the lifeline of Mumbaikars, and the commuters next to only suburban local train services. And the discipline which has been maintained, the services BEST, that is Bruhan Mumbai Electric Supplied and Transport. The services which started in year 1873 will be completing 150 years of its public service. Though BST undertaking is a part of Mumbai Corporation, which has a budget of more than 40,000 crores, and commercial viability, if you happen to see, that it is not profit making, but it is subsidized to see that best services are given to the people of Mumbai. Under the leadership, this is the 5th consecutive continuous term of Shiv Sena, our party, which is ruling there under the able leadership of Uddhav Thackerji, who is also Chief Minister of Maharashtra. My suggestion was that the same discipline and the kind of transportation which takes place in the city of Mumbai, if the same model is applied in Delhi, that is DTC, that maintenance part plus the subsidized transport which is given to the people of Mumbai, the same can be accorded here in Delhi. If you see that Mumbai model, if it is adopted, kind of maintenance is taken care of the entire fleet of BST buses, the separate depots, and the care is also taken to great extent, which is despite the fact that it is not profit making, but subsidized way government is and the municipal corporation is taking care of Mumbai. The same way in Delhi, in the time of, I think, Corona pandemic, that to observe COVID protocol, the buses were not fully loaded with the commuters and all. But after the pandemic has come down, the loads have again started. In Mumbai, there is a queue maintained for every bus. In peak hours also, where a lot of rush is there, and every commuter is eager to get into the bus, whatever he gets. But conductor inside with the driver, he arranges and he controls the check. The very few people, commuters are allowed to stand in a row, and that discipline itself has taken and contributed to towards the progress of Mumbai. Delhi being the capital of the country, it needs to have that kind of same kind of model which is there in Mumbai. I would be
Right.
happy if it is the
Right,
suggestion is-
Anurag.
Thank you.
I hope that Sanjay Singh is hearing this. It's not a suggestion. It is not a suggestion, no? So, it is for every state to take their own decision and then follow their own model. He just wanted to present the Bombay transport model, so both being important cities. M. Shanmugam.
Thank you, sir. I want to raise the important issue of the ratification of ILO conventions. Sir, ILO, International Labour Organization, was constituted in the year of 1920. During these 100 years, India is also one of the founder members of that ILO. They passed 190 conventions. Out of 190 conventions, only 47 ILO conventions ratified by the India. The core conventions like freedom of association, right to organize, forced labor, child labor are yet to be ratified by the Union government. With a great labor movement, agitation and sacrifice, labor unions have achieved the basic rights of the labor community. Many democratic countries, including Vietnam, recently adopted ILO Convention 87 regarding freedom of association, ILO 98, right to organize of collective bargaining. Sir, there are two types of bodies. One is industries. They form unions under the Trade Union Act, where in the case of the government employees, they form association under the Societies Act. Now, both the bodies demand for betterment of wages, bonus, and working condition. When a worker is suspended or dismissed, dispute is raised, disciplinary committee is constituted. In both the cases, they go to the court, namely tribunal. Hence, there is no difference between union organized by the industry and the union organized by the government employees. However, the bureaucrats stand in the way and not allowing to form union the government employees by the Trade Union Act. When Sri Mallikarjuna Kharge was the labor minister, we trade union leaders convinced him and he agreed for it. But unfortunately, he was transferred. India being a democratic and welfare state, I would urge upon the government, especially the Honorable Labour Minister, to take initiative to ratify these important fundamental and the core convention of ILO at the earliest. I will give you a good name. It will give a good name to our country in the international area. Thank you, sir.
Right. When that government comes, I hope that they remember this suggestion about Khargeji. Sri Prasanna Acharya.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the freedom struggle of India has a very long history, and it is a history of dedication, a history of sacrifice and sufferings. Sir, many a patriot participated and led the movement at different point of time to free Mother India. Some raised their swords against the Britishers, and many Indians followed the way of Mahatma Gandhi and fought non-violently to free this country, sir. Sir, one such freedom fighter, his name is Veer Surendra Sai, who belonged to Sambalpur region of Odisha. He raised his sword against the Britishers at the age of 17 only. And throughout his life, he fought against the Britishers. Sir, we know that Nelson Mandela was imprisoned by the foreign rulers for long 26 years. And it is said that it is the highest period of incarnation by any freedom fighter. But this great freedom fighter I am mentioning, he spent 36 years inside the British prison in 2 phases. And he started his war against the Britishers much before the War of Independence of 1857. And sir, he died in the prison at the age of 74. He was blinded by his captors, by the Britishers. And sir, his last days he spent in the Asirgarh fort in Marnau in Maharashtra. Many memorial has been erected in Odisha in his honor, sir, but as yet there is no memorial in memory of this great freedom fighter in the place where he met his last, and he was tortured like anything, he was blinded, and his whole family was sent to jail. Many were hanged, many were sent to the Andamans, and great freedom fighter like Madhav Singh, who was disciple of Veer Surendra Sai, his entire family was also sacrificed. Some were hanged by the Britishers, some were imprisoned for life, sent to the Andaman jails, and this great freedom fighter, he spent his last in the Asirgarh jail, now in Maharashtra. I would request the central government, and through you, sir, and through the central government to the government of Maharashtra, to kindly erect a memorial in the Asirgarh fortress, where this great son of India met his last days under the British rule. Sir, that will inspire the progeny, that will inspire the next generation, that will inspire the younger generation of this country. So once again, I appeal the central government, and through you and the central government to government of Maharashtra to kindly consider it and erect a memorial in memory of this great freedom fighter, Veer Surendra Sai. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prasannaji. Sri John Bittas. Sri John Bittas.
Thank you, sir.
Please send the name.
Sir, I am raising a matter which is going to affect the future of this nation. Sir, education is in the concurrent list. The government which harps on federalism takes unilateral decisions in the field of education. Sir, our education system is tampered with half-baked ideas. There is no meaningful discussion with states or the stakeholders. The University Grant Commission recently decided a common university entrance test, CUET, will be held from this academic year for admission to undergraduate courses, and the marks obtained in class 12 exams will not be counted or considered. At a stroke, sir, the UGC has taken this decision without any discussion. Sir, the UGC chairman, who had vitiated my alma mater, that is JNU, was rewarded the UGC chairmanship, and he wants to impress his bosses.
No, please make your issue. Don't
Sir,
make
very
allegations.
important, sir.
That
Sir,
will not go on
his
record.
interviews were splashed across the media, but the inherent flaws in the system, which were aired by the journalists, have not been responded to. Sir, please consider the issues that are already discussed in the country in relation to needs, sir. So the Tamil Nadu members are agitated. Sir, the issue is that students from the weakest sections are not considered because they don't have hefty amounts of money to pay for coaching. Sir, you want to bring this coaching for the university education also. So there was a raging controversy with couple of the friends of the UGC chairman alleging mark jihad against Kerala students.
Please,
because we were
you are
into
supposed to talk
universities.
on introducing Central University entrance
Sir,
test.
sir,
You
4
are
points, sir.
going-
Sir, 3 points.
These
sir.
references
Sir,
to the
okay,
EGC
sir.
chairman
Okay,
will
sir,
not
please,
go on
please
record.
delete. Sir, there are other flaws also. Sir, there is an inherent advantage for those students coming from well-to-do sections. The students from weaker sections will not be having the facility of coaching. So the second thing is that there are verticals of social justice. Think about a student who comes from the weaker sections, do not pass this qualifying exam. I really want the ministers to think about it. This is against the cardinal principles of the social justice. Sir, third important factor is that there is a distinct character for every university. It's not like school education, sir. A student aspires to be part of a university.
Right, Mr. Bittas,
Sir,
time is over.
Sir, fourth point, sir.
Please, what can I do? You went out of the point and now you want to come to the point. What can I do? Sri Dr. Ammumani Ravadas. No, it will not go on record. You see, you know the procedure. Please. See, I suggest to the members, whatever they want to say, they should say it within the time. We try to go out of the issue and then at the end we come to the issue and we will not be able to do justice. That's my concern. Otherwise, I have no problem. I allowed this because it's an important issue. One point of view that has to be properly projected before the House. Please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the Kaveri River caters to the needs of more than 22 districts out of 38 districts in Tamil Nadu. And it satisfies the drinking water needs of more than 6 crore population, including Chennai. And more than 50 lakh farmers are dependent on this river. Sir, after a long legal battle of more than 30 years, the Supreme Court as well as the Kaveri River Tribunal gave its final verdict saying that Karnataka shouldn't construct any activity across the Kaveri in Karnataka without the permission of Tamil Nadu, which is a lower riparian state.
Please.
Sir, Sir,
You make your point.
Yes, sir, that's what I'm making.
Don't bring the name of other states.
The Karnataka government has unilaterally decided
This
that
is
they
the
are going to
problem.
construct
Please.
a dam called Mega
No reference to Karnataka will go on record.
70 TMC water.
No reference to Karnataka will go on record because you confirm. I'm calling you, sir. I'm calling you also.
Verdict, sir.
I'm calling you also.
It is completely
Please.
illegal and they have also sanctioned
Please.
1,000
Chandrasekhar.
crore
Chandrasekhar.
in that budget
Chandrasekhar.
for a project which is illegal.
You want to aggravate the issue?
Project which they have
Please.
not given any permission, any legal permission has not been obtained, sir.
Right.
Sir, I kindly request the central government to intervene because this is not only a river issue, sir. This is a very emotional issue and this will soon turn into a law and order issue. We have been living as brothers and sisters for centuries across the border and we want the situation to remain the same, sir.
Please,
Sir,
these are all not going
because
on
of
record.
climate
Why are you
change,
wasting your energy?
Tamil Nadu is facing huge problems of water scarcity.
The issue is only intervention of the central government. That's
Yes,
the
sir,
subject
that
he
is
has
what
raised.
I'm
Only to
requesting,
that
sir.
extent.
Sir, today
Right, Amavadi.
Karnataka has a storage,
Right, Amma.
sir, just 1 minute, sir.
Other references to other
Karnataka
states
has a
will
storage
not go on
capacity
record.
Of 140 TMC today.
And I also seen
And
that
if they
tendency
build
by
this
some
mega dam,
newspapers
their
to
storage
say,
capacity
to
will be
write
210 TMC.
what is
Tamil
removed
Nadu
from the
got only
records.
storage
Please
capacity
take
of
note
93
that should
TMC,
not be
sir.
referred.
And we are not
Instead.
going to get any
Right,
drop of
Amavadi.
water. Already
Right.
only excess
See,
water
see,
is
Devagowda
coming
ji.
as flood water is coming to
Sri
Tamil Nadu.
Devagowda ji, please. Amavadi Ramadas, it will not go on record. Please, please. This is not the way. This will not go on record. If the member do not obey the chair, the entire issue raised by the member will not be part of the proceedings. This is my ruling for future also. If anybody goes beyond the chairman's this thing, what they said will not go on record. This has to be taken note by the Secretariat and also media. The House has to be run in accordance with some rules, regulations and principles. It has become a fashion for some people. And the chairman says also, still they go on to show that as if they are arguing. And moreover, when we are raising an issue which is sensitive, we should not take the name of other states. It's a simple thing. We are a council of states. We are not here to accuse each other. Only issue will go on record. No mention of any state, any reference to any state will be part of this thing. It will not go on record. Devagowda ji, drinking water, please.
Yes, sir.
Devagowda ji met 5-6 times to me and he told me also that only he will express concern about the drinking water, that's all. No.
I am only confined myself to the drinking water issue. I am not going to raise construction of any dam, all these things. I am not going to raise. Sir, I know the whole issue and the entire sharing of water, all these things. This is not now I am going to raise. Things what has happened in last 200 years, I know everything, every item I can debate on this house. Only thing is, we have got only drinking water, not only that, the entire Bangalore city is denied by the tribunal and the same thing by the Supreme Court on the basis of the tribunal, what they have decision was given, 4.75 TMC of water for Bangalore. And I am not raising any state. I am only confining myself to my home state. So the point is, 1,30,00,000 people are in Bangalore. Let anybody from this house, irrespective of whichever party they may be, not concerning this Karnataka or other 3 states, any person as a delegate, let him go and see. And come back to your good self report. The point is today, we are entirely suffering for the drinking water, where to our misfortune, the area which has not been confined to Kaveri Basin, that was the decision given by this Supreme Court. Sir, with folded hands, I can speak volumes on this issue.
Right, please. You have made your point.
Permit us, sir, to have something. Drinking water, we are the beggars today.
Thank you.
With folded hands, I will.
Please, sir. Sukendra Sekhar Rai, Sukendra Sekhar Rai, please. Wait.
Your good self
It's an important issue. That's why I allowed him. And he did not make any controversy or comment on others.
Sir, your good self is the champion for promotion of Indian regional languages. So with your kind permission, I would like to speak in Bengali.
Please.
Sir, সম্প্রতি লন্ডন টিউব রেলওয়ে অথরিটি তাদের যে হোয়াইট চ্যাপেল স্টেশন রয়েছে
आपने पहले इन्फॉर्म किया ना, इसलिए वो भाषांतर का व्यवस्था नहीं है.
he is there. I have informed, sir, he is there.
Right. अच्छा.
So, লন্ডন টিউব রেল অথরিটি তাদের হোয়াইট চ্যাপেল স্টেশনের কে সাইনবোর্ড লাগিয়েছে বাংলায়। ইংরেজি আছে, ইংরেজির পাশাপাশি বাংলা সাইনবোর্ড লাগিয়েছে এই কারণে যে হোয়াইট চ্যাপেল এলাকাতে প্রচুর বাংলাভাষী মানুষ থাকেন। তো এটা শুধুমাত্র যে বাংলা ভাষার গৌরবকে স্বীকৃতি দেওয়া তাই নয়, এটা 1000 বছরের পুরনো এই ভারতীয় ভাষা, তার যে মর্যাদা, তার যে আন্তর্জাতিক স্বীকৃতি, এটাই প্রমাণিত হয় সিদ্ধান্তের মধ্য দিয়ে। স্যার, আপনার মাধ্যমে আমি কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারকে জানাতে চাই যে আমাদের রাজ্যে অনেক কেন্দ্রীয় সংস্থা আছে যেখানে ইংরেজিতে হিন্দিতে সাইনবোর্ড রয়েছে, আমাদের তাতে আপত্তি নেই। ইংরেজিতে বা হিন্দিতে যদি সাইনবোর্ড থাকে আমাদের কোনো আপত্তি নেই, কিন্তু তার পাশাপাশি বাংলাতেও সাইনবোর্ড রাখা হোক এবং ভবিষ্যতে যে মেট্রো রেল স্টেশনগুলো আসছে সেখানেও যাতে ইংরেজি হিন্দির পাশাপাশি বাংলা ভাষার সাইনবোর্ড থাকে, এটাই আমার আপনার মাধ্যমে কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের কাছে অনুরোধ। ধন্যবাদ।
ধন্যবাদ সুকেন্দ্র শেখর রায়। This issue raised by Sri Sukendra Sekhar Rai ji is not confined to Calcutta alone, for the entire country. And for that matter, all government signboards in every state belonging to center or state government, mother tongue, state language, then Hindi and English. This should be the model. Otherwise, people will not be able to understand. So I hope the government will take note of this and see to it that proper instructions are given to all the concerned agencies. This is to be, because it has to be national policy. And we are a free country, independent country.
In the word regional language. These are national languages. Let us not use the word regional languages anymore.
That has been my stand. I said it also.
Let us not use the word regional language.
In the state language where it is situated. Right. They are nodding their head in agreement. Sri Neeraj Dangi. Yeah. There is no senior concerned minister available.
Sir, they keep mum.
Please. When I say something, it will be taken seriously. You don't worry. I'll see to it. Right. Okay, please.
सर, माननीय सभापति महोदय, मुझे इस महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे को उठाने का जो अवसर प्रदान किया आपने, उसके लिए मैं हार्दिक धन्यवाद देता हूं। रेल बजट 2011-12 में डूंगरपुर रतलाम वाया बांसवाड़ा नई रेल लाइन परियोजना स्वीकृत की गई थी। इस हेतु राजस्थान सरकार तथा रेल मंत्रालय के बीच में लागत सहभागिता को लेकर के वर्ष 2011 में एक MOU हस्ताक्षरित किया गया था। एमओयू के समय परियोजना की संभावित लागत रुपए 2082.75 करोड़ जो परियोजना की लागत थी एवं रुपए 180.94 करोड़ जो भूमि की लागत थी, जिसमें राजस्थान सरकार द्वारा परियोजना लागत का 50% वहन किया जाना था। राजस्थान तथा मध्य प्रदेश में आने वाली भूमि अधिग्रहण की लागत को राजस्थान सरकार को वहन करना था। राजस्थान सरकार द्वारा रेलवे को प्रथम किश्त 200 करोड़ रुपए का भुगतान मार्च 2011 में कर दिया गया था और इस परियोजना का शिलान्यास भी दिनांक 30/6/2011 को कर दिया गया था। समय पर कार्य प्रारंभ नहीं होने की वजह से वर्तमान में परियोजना एवं भूमि अधिग्रहण की लागत जो है बहुत अत्यधिक बढ़ गई है। ऐसे में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री राजस्थान ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को अवगत कराया कि राजस्थान सरकार बढ़ी हुई परियोजना लागत वहन करने में सक्षम नहीं है, इसलिए रेलवे व्यवहारिक दृष्टिकोण अपनाते हुए इस महत्वपूर्ण परियोजना को स्वयं के संसाधनों से पूर्ण करवाए। हालांकि मध्य प्रदेश और राजस्थान में भूमि अधिग्रहण की लागत का भुगतान राजस्थान सरकार द्वारा ही किया जाना था। साथ ही इन्होंने इस प्रकरण में नीति आयोग के साथ चर्चा दिनांक 6/8/2021 के क्रम में परियोजना के जनजातीय क्षेत्र से संबंधित होने के दृष्टिगत रेल मंत्रालय द्वारा एग्जम्पशन बेस्ड अनुमोदन दिए जाने के लिए निवेदन किया है। अतः माननीय सभापति महोदय, आपके माध्यम से भारत सरकार से अनुरोध है कि प्रकरण में केंद्रीय बजट 2022-23 में प्रस्तावित पूंजीगत व्यय से राजस्थान सरकार के प्रस्ताव को स्वीकार किया जाए ताकि इस महत्वपूर्ण परियोजना को मूर्त रूप दिया जा सके। धन्यवाद।
Sri Muralidharan, Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, I think Sonawal also is here. The earlier issue of signboards in the local language, it has to be made mandatory, and it's not any favor to anybody. People who are traveling, they should know what is this thing. Otherwise, purpose will not be served. Please take note.
Sir, all the directions given by the chair during 0 hour are communicated to the concerned ministers for necessary action.
Right. Sri Vijaypal Singh Tomar. Sri Vijaypal Singh Tomar.
धन्यवाद माननीय सभापति महोदय। मैं आए दिन लोगों को होने वाली परेशानी की ओर आपका ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहता हूँ। मान्यवर, राष्ट्रीय मार्गों का निर्माण हुआ है ताकि कम समय में अधिक दूरी तय की जा सके और आर्थिक गतिविधि तेज हो सके। जनवरी 21 में टोल प्लाजा पर जो फास्टैग लगाया गया है उससे तेल की भी बचत हुई है, राजस्व की भी बचत हुई है और कम समय पर दूरी तय कर लेते हैं। लेकिन नेशनल हाईवे पर तो ये हुआ है, राज्य मार्गों पर ऐसा नहीं है। 1-1 घंटे तक जाम में खड़े रहते हैं और तेल का भी नुकसान है, राजस्व का भी नुकसान है और जो नेशनल हाईवे से हम दूरी तय करके जाते हैं वहाँ आगे पूरा बराबर हो जाता है। ये परेशानी बहुत हो रही है। मैं आपके माध्यम से सरकार से चाहूँगा कि राज्य सरकारों से बात करके ऐसी उनको एडवाइजरी जारी करें कि राज्य स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की जितने टोल है स्टेट हाईवेज पर उन पर भी फास्टैग लगाया जाए ताकि वहाँ आए दिन आम जो जाम लगता है उससे निजात हो सके।
धन्यवाद। श्री जौहर सरकार।
Thank you, sir. I wish to raise an issue that concerns the entire nation in the sense that all of you are aware that thalassemia is a disease that can cause havoc to a family. The second thing about thalassemia is that while a lot of money has to be spent by hapless parents for giving blood transfusion to their children, it is they who have passed it on to the child as dormant carriers. Now, this is one thing, a nation that has controlled polio, a nation that has brought smallpox, eradicated smallpox, a nation that has taken so many salutary steps in the direction of health, may kindly wake up to the minimum requirement in controlling thalassemia, and that is insistence on a blood test by every intending couple. We can do it. We are checking before marriage, we are checking the age. We are going in for so many measures. So to control this deadly disease of thalassemia, I would submit. Now, while you can make it mandatory, people can't afford it because it costs between 500 to 1,000 rupees. So if the nation could have afforded subsidization or even free treatment of COVID vaccines, the nation can come forward, sir, in the interest of thalassemia that is affecting and raising havoc to so many families, to go in for a mandatory check through a subsidized center. That's all, sir. You do that and thalassemia will recede into life.
Right. Thank you. Associate President name Sri Sanjay Raut.
देश की अर्थव्यवस्था उद्ध्वस्त करने का काम पाकिस्तान स्पॉन्सर्ड आईएसआई, अल-कायदा और उनके गिरोह हमेशा करता है। हिंदुस्तान की जो करेंसी है उनके नकली नोट छापकर चलन में लाकर हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था खत्म करने का षड्यंत्र हमेशा चलता रहा, लेकिन अब इस मामले में चीन भी पाकिस्तान से आगे निकल गया है। एक तरफ गलवान वैली में घुसकर चीन हमारी जमीन हड़प कर रहे हैं और दूसरी तरफ हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था में सेंधमारी कर रही है। सर, कल ही दिल्ली पुलिस के स्पेशल सेल की आईएफएसओ यूनिट ने एक इंटरनेशनल गैंग के 8 ठगों को गिरफ्तार कर लिया और वो चीनी ऐप से लोन दिलाने के नाम पर बड़ी मात्रा में ब्लैकमेलिंग कर रहे थे। अब तक लाखों लोगों से हजारों करोड़ रुपए की ठगी ये लोगों ने की है। उनके सिर्फ बैंक खाते से ही पता चला है कि सिर्फ 15 दिनों में उनके बैंक खाते में 10 करोड़ रुपए जमा हुए थे। पुलिस को अब तक ऐसे 25 खातों का पता चला है और उसे अंदाज आता है कि ये क्राइम कितना गंभीर और चिंताजनक है। ये मामला सिर्फ पैसों की ठगी का नहीं है सर, ये मामला देश की सुरक्षा का भी है। भारत में बैठे ऐसे सैकड़ों गैंग इस तरह से ठगी की रकम क्रिप्टो करेंसी में बदलकर चीनी नागरिकों को हांगकांग, दुबई और चीन में भेज रहे थे और साथ में हमारे देश के महत्वपूर्ण डाटा चुराकर भी वो चीन में भेज रहे थे। सर, हमारे देश में 60% चाइनीज़ मोबाइल यूज़ हो रहे हैं, 50% से ज़्यादा चाइनीज़ मोबाइल ऐप यूज़ हो रहे हैं। मोबाइल कंपनियों के अधिकांश पार्ट जो है वो चीन निर्मित कंपनी से भी आते हैं। कुछ ऐसे ऐप है जिसमें आसानी से लोन देने का या अन्य प्रलोभन की पेशकश की जाती है, लेकिन उसके माध्यम से ग्राहकों के फाइनेंशियल डॉक्यूमेंट्स का गैर इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। आसान भाषा में बोले तो हर स्मार्टफोन यूज़र पर अब चीन की भी नज़र आ रही है। सर, इसलिए मैं सरकार को एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि ये जो चीनी ऐप और ये जो लोन का मामला जो सामने आया है उसके बारे में सरकार ने कठोर
Chinese app, not app.
ऐप मैं आपके ये दिल्ली की बात है, इसलिए आप और ऐप का हो रहा है। सर वित्त मंत्री जी बैठे हैं तो उसके लिए मैं कहूँगा ये बात बहुत गंभीर है और देश की अर्थव्यवस्था से जुड़ी है, इसलिए आप ध्यान दीजिए।
Right, good. Important issue. Mohammed Abdullah. Just mention the issue because time.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir. As per the circular issued by the Central Board of Secondary Education on 11th March 2022, no examination center will be changed in term 2 of class 10.
Right, Abdullah, sorry, time.
Yeah, in this regard, I like to bring to your note that the students...
Over. Your time is over, it will not go on record. Question hour will start. And please, this same system should be followed also with regard to the direction of the chair. The moment chair says something, ये भी आगे हम लोग देखना पड़ेगा. Question 3, 4, 6.
श्रीमती गीता चंद्र प्रभा। माननीय मंत्री जी, फर्स्ट सप्लीमेंट्री